video, the front camera is not good, so we have to take it to the back again. So we want to make exaggerated hips for kids dress. So our material is on fold. This is the material here. So we'll fold it into two. This dress is for a 5-year-old baby. So let's go. We've made the first one. Akama, please, can you get the first one for me? That pink dress we made. So we made the first one. So I want to show you. We are trying to make because we're making for 3 girls. So I want to make the second one. So to now show you guys how we made it. So we are measuring the length of the skirt, which is how many inches? 16 inches. Okay, let me show you what we are doing. I'm using my daughter to measure. Let's show them. So we now want to measure where the hip point is going to be, right? Good. So the hip point is where? At 0.6. Okay, that's it's not too long. Okay, we'll still fold, right? So the hip point is at 0.6. I don't know whether you can see our markings. This one is night. We saw at night here. There is no light, so permit us to. So we are marking the 6 inches. So continue the story. Explain what you are doing to us.
Okay, this place is the waist. Here is the hips.
Okay, the hips.
So I'm taking the hips from the point that from the waist to the hip point, I take 6.
Okay.
So around hips now I'm taking, if she's wearing 25, that is 6 and
so we divide 25 by 4.
Yes.
So you get 6.5. You go learn how to talk. You go learn how to explain yourself by force. Now, welcome to our life. We want to make exaggerated hips, the trending exaggerated hips for kids. Please, no, don't do this. So we want to make it for children today. No, please. So Esther, you will learn how to talk on camera and how to explain. So give us details. Okay.
So here I'm using 6.5.
This camera is not so bright. So yeah. Okay.
6.5 at the hips. It is 25. Then I'm adding extra 4 inches from the hips, so that the hip will puff. We don't have a drawing, so we use our hand here.
We don't have French curve, so we use our hands to make our. We do freestyle.
Our waist is 24.
Okay.
So I'm using 24 from here.
So her waist is 24. We are dividing 24 by 4 inches to make the mark.
I'm adding sewing allowance, which is 1.5 inch.
Good.
1.5 inch.
Speak louder, please. Let's hear you.
Okay, I'm adding 1.5 inch for the sewing allowance. Then I'll now cuff from the hips. Make sure that he meets the waist point. Same thing here. So now drag it down. If you like, you can measure from here, but for me, I don't like to measure. But if you want this, or if you want me to measure from here, I can measure, which I'm taking, because I want it to puff. So I'm taking 9 and divided it to 2. I'm taking 9. That is 18 from the down.
So why are you taking 9?
I'm measuring it. The how will I call it? The down part.
Okay.
The down part and divided into 2. I mean, sorry, 18 divided by 2. We have 9.
Okay.
So from there, I will now draw it.
Why are you distracting? I'll start distracting.
I'll draw it to the hip point here.
Okay. So we'll show you what we've sewn before. Just give us few minutes. We'll show you what we actually made before. So Sparkle, just stand by
If
here.
you want it to pencil, you
Okay.
can still reduce it. But this is how I want my own to be.
So that to give the children room to walk.
Yes.
So that it not be too pencil. So this is what we made before now. Oh, come on, hold on. So this is what we made before now. I don't know if my camera is doing justice to you. Esther, can you help me take it up so that they can see? Yes, take it up for us. Yes, thank you. So this is the one we made before. What's left to make in this is just to add the puff sleeve. The neck is not showing very well. You just add the puff sleeve, and we did not make the neck to be too deep so that the baby's chest will not be showing. So at this one, for this one, we took 3 inches. For this one, we took 3 inches for this particular dress because we didn't want it to be too deep. But for this one, I think we'll take up to 4. Yes. For this one, we'll take up to 4. This one we are cutting here, we're going to take up to 4. But this one we took 3 inches because this is for a 3-year-old girl, and we don't want it the neck to be too deep so that the bones will not be showing. So this was the exaggerated hip dress we made for the 3-year-old. This is the first one we made. You just add the puff sleeve to it and to design the dress. That's what is left. So for this one, that's why we are using that same pattern to teach you how to make this one. Okay, so let's continue. Let's begin. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we are cutting it out. Sorry, my kids are still awake, so they're trying to navigate through. Yes, now I'm using it. You just spoiled it now. Even scatter the crinoline. So you can ask your questions in the comment section and we'll answer you. So we've opened it up. So this is what we have. Okay, can you see how beautiful it is? You can see that curve. The curve is showing. It's curving. So we are going to use this to cut the back because that's the front. So we use to cut the back. So you continue your explanation. You are going to learn how to talk. Stand up from this place first.
By 12. By fire by
You
4.
learn how to teach us.
By 4 too.
You go learn content creation by first.
Fire by 4. So okay, wait a minute.
Okay, we are cutting the back part. What is left for the back is just to keep the zipper allowance. Just the zipper allowance. Which is 1.5, or you can keep 1 inch. But I would like to keep 1.5 inch.
My baby says she's also teaching you how to sew. So we are trying to cut out the back part of this skirt. That's the down part of the back. So this is 1 inch. We left 1.5 inch for zipper allowance. So we just trim it and trim it out. Wait, when she's done, she'll give you the scissors. Let us finish. So this is the front and this is the back. So you may be wondering why are we cutting it 2 times? The material was not on fold, but this one was on fold. But the other one, the material was not on fold, so we just cut it one, single. So don't forget to like this video, share, comment, drop your questions, and I'm going to answer you as I can. you don't understand, also drop your questions. They will try to answer you to the best of our knowledge. Okay. So please, just a second. We'll give you back. Thank you, Professor Sparkle. This is what we want to create by dismantling the one that we have already made. Sorry. No, she's not done. Fresh, fresh. Hold on. Let's finish. Sorry. And it seems so many persons being confused. Before we could cut this, we also confused too. We were trying to get solution before we could get how to cut it. So I said, okay, since this information is not much online, I've been seeing exaggerated hips, but I've not seen exaggerated hips for kids. So then I said to come out and share with you how to make it. So we have cut the down part now. Let's go over to cutting the upper part of this dress. Okay, so this is the down part, as you can see, and we want to cut the upper part. So our material is on fold again. When cutting dresses, most times you cut on fold. Okay, the material is on fold again. So we want to cut the upper part of the dress. So the upper part of the dress, if you don't know how to cut an upper part of the dress, just drop a comment and I'll teach you in details. So the upper part of the dress, what we'll be needing is, the measurements we'll be needing is shoulder, chest, the waist measurement, and the half length measurement basically, and then the armhole. Stop it, come on. What is the meaning of this? No, please, not on YouTube. Okay, go ahead. Hmm? The length, okay. The length of the shoulder. Let's use for the 7-year-old. Let's use. You are walking, please, Papa. Let me remove it from this thing. So the shoulder measurement, we are going to be using. Let's use 11 and a half. What do you think? Hmm?
11 and a half.
11 and a half should be okay. Or you think 12? I think we should use 12.
No, it's okay.
11 and a half should be okay. Mind you, all these measurements we are using, we don't have the children's measurement here. So we are just trying to, because they are not here, we got an outside job to deliver some dresses. So the first thing we are doing is to measure the shoulder of the baby. So we are using estimated measurement. So we took 11, 11 and a half. 11 and a half divided by 2. For your shoulder, you divide this shoulder by 2. 11 and a half divided by 2 is 5 and a half. Then the next thing we are going to take is the half length of the child, which is like 12. Okay? Don't take 13. Not be too long. Okay. You're also taking half length to like 13. Let's don't take 13, 12. 12 is okay. 13 will be too much. Let's take 12. Yes. Because even this other girl that we sew for, it's 12 we took. Here, she just put sewing allowance of 12 and a half. Yeah. Let's go down. Okay, now we're now taking, we call it chest, either chest or bust. So the bust measurement is so if you want to take your bust measurements, let me explain something to you so you not get confused. If you want to take your best bust measurements, look, for the beginning part here, you take your chest, your shoulder measurement, right? So you're going to measure the armhole of the child. Like this child now, we are going to give her an armhole of either 5.5. Armhole of 5.5 is okay for this baby. Hold on, I'm talking. Armhole of 5, and so from this your shoulder measurement, you measure 5.5. Okay. So from that point of 5.5, that's where you're going to take the measurement of the chest. And don't forget, when you're measuring a dress, ensure that it's the closed part, because this is the front of the dress. If you measure it in the open part, after measuring, your clothes will be open, and we don't want that because the front of the dress is always closed. So that's why we measure on a closed end. Okay, we measure like this instead of like this. I hope you understand me. So the the chest of the baby is what do you want to use? You want to use 25, huh? At 26. Eh?
Is it fine like you?
She's not that fat though. I don't think maybe 24 maybe okay, or 25. Let's do 25, 26. So what are you using for Tibobo?
I want to take 28.
28. Take now. Take 28. Would would adjust it later. So for the chest measurement, we are taking 28. So it's 28 divided by 4. And when you divide 28 by 4, you get like 7 inches. So then we also make our 7 inches here, and then we make a 1 inch sewing allowance. Okay. And at that point, she is now making that mark. That at that point, we are taking the waist measurement. Okay. And the waist measurement is almost the same thing as the chest, because children do not have they do not have
Shape.
shape, they don't have breast.
Breast.
So we just take their chest and their waist to be the same thing. Okay, we just take their chest and their waist to be the same thing. I don't know if it's clear enough for you to see. It's like 9 p.m. now, so that's why. I beg, put silence for that song. No want to Allah. So that's why we had to take the same measurements in the waist. We took the same measurements at her chest, the same chest measurements, the same waist measurement, because they don't have busts. So that's just why. I hope you understand. So at this point is our shoulder. So from the shoulder, you measure the armhole. The armhole of the child, if it's 11 inches or 12, divide by 2. So from here to here, you measure your armhole measurement. So from this point, you measure the measurement, take measurement of the chest of the baby. So if the chest is 24, 25, whatever the chest is, you divide your chest by 4. So let me post this here. For your shoulder measurement, divide shoulder by 2. For your chest measurement, divide your chest by 4. For your waist measurement, divide your waist by 4. That's how to get your standard measurement for sewing upper bodies of children. Okay, even for adults, it's also the same thing. For the shoulder, divide shoulder by 2. For your armhole, divide armhole by 2. For your chest, divide chest by 4. And for your waist, divide waist by 4. Okay, so we are good to go. Let's cut it out now. So I don't know that you can see the curve of our armhole. We have already made our armhole curve. If you don't understand how to make armhole curve, just drop a comment. I'll teach you that one separately. Because I don't want this video to be too long. Let's just finish up and start sewing. I don't even think we'll sew this night. We'll sew it tomorrow because there is no light to sew, and we're all tired. So we just want to cut this dress and then drop. Tomorrow we'll start sewing. Please don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, share, because you'll be helping those that may need it. Some persons might have been, I've seen so many persons sending me messages. Oh, how I've not been on YouTube for a while. I apologize for that. I'm so sorry. I had lots of job offline that was taking my time, and recording content is not really easy. It's not easy to record videos and post there and to start editing. So that's why I just prefer doing live video, because live video will not require me to start editing. So I'm so sorry. By God's grace, we'll come back to YouTube very
I'm
soon.
measuring the neck.
Okay, so we are measuring the neck of the child. So for the neck, we're going to be giving like 2.5 inches for the width, and then for the depth, we'll be taking about 4 inches. So we're going to make it a little bit deep. So for this one, we'll take the depth to be 4 inches. Hope it's not be too deep. Well, we should take 3.5. No, 4 is okay. But 4 should be okay. And let's put this, let's keep this pin.
Boy, it's looking like pop.
It's little like purple in the camera. Yes, you're right. So at that point, this part we took 3 inches and the depth we took 4 inches. So you're just going to make your curve like an L shape, okay? This is not the normal curve. This neck, the neck of this dress. Come back to the excuse us, okay? Thank you. Take it. So the neck of this dress is not really having like a curve. How would I call it? It's slant. Yeah, so just slant it. Yeah, cut so that they can see what you're cutting. We just slant it. So I'm sure from the cutting you understand. Oyibo pop. English is plenty. What do you say?
I wanted to say something, but I know you're doing that.
Okay.
You know, they're going to cancel it again.
Okay, so what we just made, notice that it's small. So we want to cut it to be a little bit deeper, a little. So it should be wider a little. Because that video is wide. That the picture that they sent to us was wide. So we want to make it a little bit wider. Don't make it too much. Oh. So this is the shape. Can you see? Now it's giving us that wideness that we saw earlier, that you can see in my thumbnail. My thumbnail, I dropped the picture of the dress I'm making. So this is it. This is how the upper part of the dress is going to look like. This is how the neckline is. And then I showed you how to cut the down part of that dress. Okay, we've come to the end of our video. The only thing that is left is okay, we've not cut the back of the dress. There's not too much difference in the back of the dress. The only thing we just do is just to add 1 inch to this, and the 1 inch is just for zip. And I've told you before that whenever you're cutting your clothes, it should be on fold, like as you can see on my screen. Your clothes should always be on fold. So when you finish cutting, you open it up. It should look like a proper dress for a human being, not for an animal. So so we are trying to fix the front part of the dress to this material so we can cut out the back. And for the back, we'll be giving about 1.5 inches for our zipper allowance so that we can have space to put our zip. So that's why at the back we are always using. So this is going to be the front of the dress, this is the back of the dress. Sorry, please continue. I
And
hope
the
I've
back
not
of the
shown.
leg is always normal.
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks for reminding me, yes, sweetheart. So the back of the neck is not going to be the same thing with the front. It's just going to be a normal neck, just like 1 inch or thereabout, just normal neck. So it's not going to be deep like the front. The back will be up. It's not be as deep as the front, as you can see. But we are all tired, but I just have to show you this content for those that want to learn. The next video I'm going to be showing how we are going to sew it in my next video. But you should say that's in rich like this. So we want to measure the neck of the dress. So I told you earlier it's just 1 inches in depth, just 1 inch, and then we are just going to curve it to the other part of the neck. So can you see what she's doing? I hope you understand. Yes, so we are finally done. What is just left is for us to get the lining and cut out that one, and then we get the lining for the down part and we'll cut it out, and that's all. So this down part, we're just going to get lining and cut it, and for the upper part, we get the lining and cut it. Thank you for staying with
Thanks for
me
staying with us.
in this video, and I'll see you in my next one. I don't want it to be too long. I don't want the video to be too long. That's why I had to rush it the way I rush it. But if you have any question, please don't forget to ask your question. Don't forget to like this video. Please share and then drop a comment, and then I'm going to respond to all your questions whenever I see it. Whenever I see it, I'll just try to. Whenever I see it, I'll just try to drop a comment. I don't do it. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now. Okay, we want to even cut the down ba? For the second baby. Okay. I've already taught you how to cut the down part, so I don't think there's any need to teach you again. So take care. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Bye, everybody.
Little tongue.